Alrighty guys, what's going on? Today we are back with some more card content for a Saturday video whenever this does drop. If you're new to the channel, thanks for being here. If you like collecting cards, collecting action figures, whatever it might be, this might be the channel for you. And if you like the video by the end, please definitely consider subscribing, dropping a like. It all helps the channel grow and I appreciate it greatly. Today we're going to my father-in-law's house. He has apparently 2 sets of 1990 Topps baseball cards for me to go through, and he might even have some other stuff, so we're going to look through it. But I'm definitely looking for some Ken Griffey Jr. rookies. I'm looking for maybe some error cards. I know there's a Frank Thomas error card. I was looking into it. I'm not fully sure of what I'm looking for, but I am going to look through them and try to learn about the product while I'm looking and going through every card. Maybe we hit something crazy in there. Going to try to show you what we get, if anything. So stay tuned, and I'm heading over there now. Got the goods. Hopefully we're gonna need them. Look at the Rock. Tell me it doesn't look like the Rock. All right, we got some worthy ones, I think, here. Bobby Bonilla. Got some rookies. Nolan Ryan. Devin White. Shout out to my boy Will Campbell for the Patriots, but we are still going, guys. We got this little app here on my phone that I'm going through 1988 Topps baseball and just seeing who might be worth stuff. Like, for example, we had a Mark McGwire rookie that we had in here. It says estimated PSA 10, $106, and I have one right here under a Campbell's soup trying to basically get it a little bit more straight. It came out like this, a little bit hard, and it's going to have creases, but maybe it'll grade a 9. We got some cool cards though. Jose Canseco, they're saying might be worth like $70 if it grades a 10. We have 2 of these turn back the clock Nolan Ryans, so those might be worth like $50 at a 10, but they're really mint, so we'll see what we can do and we'll see what else we find in here. But a ton of cards still to go through in here, and then a whole set of 90 baseball. If this website is correct, we are striking gold. After box number 1, we got a bunch of good stuff in there. You guys can see 2 Cansecos, Greg Maddux. Some of these cards, if they grade a 10 like this one, maybe you get $40 on, but still worth it for my father-in-law to at least try to make a little bit of money on. These Nolan Ryans go for like anywhere from 35 to 50. So again, sitting in the attic or getting graded, we'll go for it. Wade Boggs, about $70 card if it grades a 10. Really clean condition too, so again, better than sitting in the attic. And then the damaged ones that kind of hurt us, Bo Jackson, Mike Schmidt, Don Mattingly, but pretty good cards. Here we go, 90 baseball, brand new set. And bingo was his name-o. Let's go, guys. Ken Griffey Jr. Hopefully it grades a 10. Alrighty, guys. So far we have a massive stack of hitters in here. And we even have some that I ran out of card savers. So I have a bunch of penny sleeved cards to show you. We're going to show you when I get home because I'm at my in-laws' house. So it's a little bit noisy. But we have a ton of stuff to show. So stay tuned. But like I said, unreal. We just opened another box. First card, another Bo Jackson. And there's stacks and stacks of cards. Mark McGwire. Let's check it out. Another stack of 1990, and we just pulled out another Ken Griffey Jr. Unfortunately, this one does have extreme damage right there. You can see on the sides. Like I said, I've been doing this all day, just going through boxes and boxes of cards. Gonna send these in to PSA, but you can see I'm not lying here. There's 2 Ken Griffeys. That one to me looks like a 10. This one obviously not gonna get graded, but I am gonna hold on to it because it's a really cool card. So pretty cool just to show you guys. Making my own little PC collection here, Roger Clemens. So pretty cool stuff. Alrighty guys, so we have made it back from my in-laws' house, and we have quite a bit of cards to go through and show you. Like I said, I went through
2 whole cases in sets of baseball cards, one from 1990, one from I think it was 1988, and then there were a bunch of cards in another box separately that we went through that had a ton of cards from 89 all the way to like 81 and then up to like 94. So there was a ton of stuff, and I'm going to go through it right now and show you what we got. A lot of these cards I'm going to hopefully send out to PSA to get graded. I already did the comps on them, and based off of like recently sold on eBay, and a lot of them actually, if they grade a 10, will go for some decent money. And these were just sitting in my father-in-law's attic, so it's better to at least just send them and see what we can get, put some cash in his pocket, and just see how it goes overall. So let's get into these cards, starting with what I think would be the least valuable, working all the way up to the most valuable card that we got today. Alright, so we'll start off with, actually I have some right in this pile here that are valuable, but unfortunately are going to be pretty damaged cards, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to grade them. So to start us off, we have a Bo Jackson Topps 1990. I believe this is 1990. Let me make sure on that one. Let's see here. Yep, this is 1988. No, Topps 1988 Bo Jackson from the Royals. This one, like I said, it was pretty clean, but unfortunately it was pretty bowed, and getting it into the case and just trying to get it a little bit more flat, it did crease a little bit, so it's not going to grade a 10, probably not worth even sending in. The same thing happened to this Mike Schmidt out of 1988 Topps, and also the only Don Mattingly he had, unfortunately, was pretty bowed. I was really hoping to find one of these in pretty pristine condition and get a PSA 10 on it. That is my father-in-law's favorite player, and I was really hoping to find one in good condition, but this one did crease up a little bit. So we're going to hang on to it, at least have it for the PC, but it is not going to be gradable for that. And then we also had a big stack here of some other cards that I thought were definitely worth holding on to. We're just going to rip through these because I don't want to be here all night and have your time. So we found the Score, I believe this was 1994. Let me fact check myself there. Score 1989, actually. 1989, we got Don Mattingly. We got 2 of those. I am considering probably sending one of them in to get graded, the best condition. So we got 2 of those. We got 2 of the Deion Sanders from the same year. You can see those. Probably going to send one of those in to get graded. We got a Nolan Ryan Topps from, this was I think 1990 Topps. This was from his Mets time. They had a bunch of these inserts of Nolan Ryan that actually, when they grade, they go for roughly $50. So that's pretty cool. Darryl Strawberry from the Mets, I think graded. Last one went for about $35. And again, I am comparing to 10s with the hope that we can get some 10s. I know that's crazy, and a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, good luck, buddy. You're not going to get all 10s. And obviously we're not. But this is just a fun thing for me and my father-in-law to do, send a bunch of these cards in and just hope that we hit on some 10s, because they are in pretty good condition. I'm not going to lie. Definitely hopeful on some of these. We got Jim Abbott, rookie. Sammy Sosa, I believe this was his rookie as well. Greg Maddux, Barry Bonds, another really cool one. Bernie Williams, this one surprised me at a PSA 10. This one's going for I think $80 to $100, so that's a pretty cool one. Jose Canseco, his stuff still sells pretty well and consistently. There's some more of those Nolan Ryan inserts we were talking about. We have one from the Astros, a second one from the Mets, one from the Rangers, and then one from the Angels as well. It's pretty cool. Ozzie Smith. And like I said, I held on to all the ones that were graded a PSA 10 worth holding on to. So essentially these cards are all like $30 and up at a PSA 10, and again, they were sitting in the attic, so we're basically going into it at zero cost other than the grade. So if it cost us $20 per card to grade, a $10 profit is nice on a card that was sitting in the attic, so we'll take it if we could. But you could see they're all pretty clean, a little bit bowed, but once we put them in top loaders, hopefully it helps out. Wade Boggs, Dale Murphy, Larry Walker, Mark McGwire, He also had a Mark McGuire rookie, but that one was super bowed. I think that was 1988. Super bowed, unfortunately, and it did have creases, so didn't even take that one, but was one that I was hoping would do well for us. Deion Sanders, this is another one at a PSA 10, and this one's super clean. I'm really hopeful about this one being a 10. At a 10, it does go for about $1.15, so that would be a really nice one to sell for him. Ricky Henderson. Bo Jackson. This one's really clean as well. Kirby Pickett, or Puckett, not Pickett. I'm thinking of Kenny Pickett. Kurt Schilling. This one was a little tiny bit. There was one little mark on the side that was a little damaged, so I don't know that it's going to get a 10. I'm not even sure if I'm going to send it in, because we actually did pull a really clean condition one over here, which you will see shortly. There is the Ken Griffey Jr. that I got to tell you guys about. So we pulled this Ken Griffey Jr., and unfortunately it did have some damage. You can see it in the corner there, that bottom left corner. You see it's a little damage there, and in the top left corner as well. I don't know if you guys can see with the glare, but pretty damaged. I was super stoked to see it, just because we did pull a really clean Ken Griffey Jr. rookie that I inspected it, and I think it could get a 10. It could gem. It's going to be tough, but you never know. And if it does, that'd be awesome. If it doesn't, we at least have a cool, fun story, bonding story of finding it and hoping for the best, you know. But really cool card, and just wanted to show you that there were 2 in that box, so you never know what is in the attic of your in-laws house. Take a look. Roger Clemens. Another Roger Clemens. Again, these ones now that I'm getting into after the Ken Griffey are not going to PSA. These are for my PC, so I will separate them actually, just to not get confused. These ones might go, and then these ones are definitely not going. Roger Clemens, I'm a Red Sox fan, so that one's pretty cool. Another Roger Clemens out of the All-Star. Cal Ripken Jr. on the Diamond Kings. This one was just a little bit damaged, unfortunately, but it is a really cool card. We got a Mike Schmidt MVP, a little bit damaged as well, just on the top area there, you can see. But this card graded at a 10 goes for $100, so that kind of stunk, but I was excited to see it. Thurman Munson tribute, got 2 of those bad boys. One of my father-in-law's favorite players from the Yankees. And then another one, just that Don Mattingly record breakers out of Topps 88. Just again, anything Don Mattingly reminds me of him, so we are going to rock with that one and keep it, even though it's only worth about $1. Still pretty cool to have. Then we get into the big boy stack. This is the one that I really did look into and try to comp out and see what we can get if they were to grade 10s. And again, not all of them are, but it would be cool. We have a Turn Back the Clock Nolan Ryan Astros card. We got 3 of these actually, as you can see, and they're all in pretty good condition. So these go graded at a 10 around the $50 mark. So again, if we pay $20 to get them all graded, $60, but they go for $150, it's a nice little profit there. It would be really cool to have. We also have, let's see, these guys right here. We got Greg Maddux and a Tom Glavine, or Glavine. I'm not actually sure. These guys are a little past my time, but apparently they go for about that $30, $40 mark. Here's somebody I know from the Red Sox, Wade Boggs. Pretty cool one there out of 88. We got not 1, but 2 Jose Cansecos. That one's pretty cool. I think this one graded at a 10 goes for about 70, or the most recent sale. Again, you can fact check me on these guys, but they do go. I have checked them all. About $70 was the last sale on that. This one was about $50. Mike Schmidt from the Phillies. We got Barry Bonds from the Pirates. Really cool one there, in really good condition as well. And our last one out of Topps 88 was a Yankees Ricky Henderson, and this one goes for about $50 as well, 50 to 60 from what I was seeing. Now getting into the Topps 1990, we've had a bunch of great cards pulled in this set. Super excited to send them in and hopefully see what we can get on the grades. We got a Cal Ripken, really clean. We got another Bo Jackson, our second one of those. We got that clean Kurt Schilling that I was telling you guys about. Really clean on this one. Definitely think this one has 10 potential. We got Tony Gwynn. This one goes for about, I think, 60 or 70 bucks on Tony Gwynn. I can't remember what the last sale was, but it was around that ballpark. Here we have some heaters. Nolan Ryan. This one I think goes for 50 to 60. Really cool card. The first in the set too, I believe. Yeah, number 1. So really, really cool from the 1990 set. This is the one I really hope gets a PSA 10. We have that Don Mattingly out of 1990. Like I said, my father-in-law's favorite player. Would just be really cool to hold on to this one at a PSA 10 and have the memory of just going through all of his boxes that he kept all these years and finding pretty good cards that can make him some money. So pretty cool. And then we had not one but 2 Frank Thomas rookies. We don't have any of the error cards. There was an error that it was missing some of the black outline on the name box there, but we did not have any errors, and some had no name at all, and those go for like tens of thousands of dollars. These go for about 70 bucks if they're graded at a 10, so you never know. We could get lucky and hit those too. And then our last card that I already showed you, couldn't hold it and not show you earlier in the video when I pulled it, was a very clean Ken Griffey Jr. All-Star Rookie Topps 1990 card. This was the banger of the video, and I know to some people it's like, well, I could buy that card raw for, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks or whatever, maybe even less. But for me, it's just the chance of grading it at a 10 when you find a card that's this old and it's in this condition. I wouldn't sit here and tell you, oh, I think it's going to grade a 10 if it had dents all over it. I really do think this has a good chance of grading a 10, and that's the big excitement for me, is just sending in a card with the hope, who knows, maybe it'll do well, and then I guess we'll see from there. But definitely had a really great time doing this, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a really spontaneous video, just trying to get content out for you. I know that I'm doing cards and action figures, so if you like one over the other, I hope you stay to the channel and just watch whatever I'm putting out for that content, either cards on Saturday or figures on Sunday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Thank you very much for being here, and as always, we will be back with these grades whenever they come in from PSA, so stay tuned for that, because it is going to get interesting down the road. And thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you real soon.